Guten Morgen, everyone! And sup, my little pimple? So I am going to start off by priming my face. This is the Pore Velvet Primer, and I absolutely love this primer. It is so good. A little bit goes a long way, and this is like glue for your foundation. So it's a little bit on the tacky side, builds in the pores. It's just absolutely amazing. So I really recommend this primer if you have problems with your foundation lasting all day. Now, I also really like their eye primer. The consistency of this is a little bit thicker than other eye primers, which I really like because it actually smooths out the eye area, so eyeshadows go on a lot smoother. Now, following that, I've just realized I didn't fill in my eyebrows, so I'm gonna do that using the eyebrow mascara in Gold Brown. And I didn't realize this when I bought this, but this is a very orangey, red-based brown, which it looks a little off on me. It kind of matches like my highlights in my hair, kind of not, but we're just gonna go with it. Now, these are the long wear eye crayons from 3CE, and I have two shades. So this is #adorable, which it's kind of a pearlized pink gold color, and then this one is #bad times, and I actually really like this burgundy one. This #adorable doesn't go on very smoothly, and I feel like it's a little bit patchy, but I use it anyways. But I do actually really like the #bad times. I love the unique color of it. So I'm also going to use the Glam Cream Eyeshadow in the shade #golden nude, and this has actually more of an olivey undertone to it instead of a golden undertone, and I'm just going to apply this in my crease. I like this because it does go on very smoothly. It's nice and shimmery, and I find that it doesn't crease too much on my eyelids. So after I've done that, I'm going to go ahead and move on to the eyeshadows. Now, one thing that is really unique about 3CE eyeshadows are their size. So the pans are huge, so you could really use them in other places on your face. It is a little bit more pricey, so with these I actually feel like you get the bang for your buck. So I'm going to start off with #vanilla and apply this to the inner third of my eye as well as my tear duct, and then I'm going to move on to this beautiful bronzy color. This is the shade #It's Me, and one thing I find kind of different about this shadow in particular, the pink packaging, is that the pan size is actually smaller than the black packaging. So I'm going to hold them up next to each other and you guys will kind of see the difference in size. I'm not really sure why that is, but the actual packaging is still the same size. Either way, I'm going to apply this to the center of my eyelid. Now, I'm going to move on to this beautiful matte olive color. It's in #tomboy, and this is a color that's very unique, and I really just love how pretty this is. In general, I really like 3CE eyeshadows. I find they're fairly pigmented, they go on smoothly, and I just like their color selection. So with this color in particular, I'm going to go ahead and blend this into my crease, and you can see how pretty this color is when it's on the eyes. I just love this shade. So now I'm going to go ahead and line my eyes. So I'm going to use their gel eyeliner in #allblack. Now for me, this is just kind of a typical gel eyeliner. I don't find anything spectacular about this. It's nice and dark and it lasts all day. And in typical fashion, when I do my eyeliners and film, I am out of frame, but I am not doing anything too crazy here. I'm just winging out the eyeliner at the end, creating a cat eye effect. And like I was saying earlier, I do like this gel eyeliner. However, I feel like there are a lot of other options that are more affordable that pretty much do the same exact thing. So next I'm going to go ahead and move on to some pencil eyeliners. So these are the creamy waterproof eyeliners. I have two shades. I have this one in #Zorro, which is supposed to have some glitter in it, but you can see it's not the blackest. And then number 11, Orencia. And it's just a gorgeous orange color, which I don't know what I'm gonna do with that, but. So I'm just gonna tight line my upper lash line with Zorro. Now, of course, we're going to apply some mascara onto the eyelashes, so I'm using the fixer and mascara. Now, this obviously has the fixer on one end and the mascara on the other side, and as you can see, this is a fiber mascara, so there are some fibers that are visible on the mascara side. So of course, starting off with the fixer, I'm going to apply this to my lashes. And one thing I like about the fixer is that it's not necessarily white. So when you apply it to your lashes, you won't have a hard time covering up all the white. Because sometimes when you apply black on white, you know, it gets a little gray looking. So I like black eyelashes, so I appreciate that with the primer side. Now with the mascara side, you do get the fibers which lengthen and thicken your eyelashes. But one thing I find with the fibers. They do give you kind of like that tangly look to your lashes, so it just depends on your personal preference. As you can see, it makes a big difference between my two eyes, so it's good for those of you guys who might like a little bit more of a natural tangly type of lash. Now, I've talked about this cushion a lot on my channel. This is the fitting cushion and I wear the shade 002. I really like this cushion foundation because it has good coverage, it lasts all day, it has good adherence to the skin, it's fairly blendable, and I feel like the shade matches my skin tone pretty well. And it performs well on my dry skin, which is nice. So you can see there's that pimple there, and I'm going to show you guys the coverage with that pimple. So you can see that this cushion foundation does a pretty good job with covering any imperfections you might have. And sometimes I find I just need this for my skin versus this, a concealer, and a powder. So it's a good stand-alone cushion. So for my cheeks, I'm going to use the Gradation Bold Blush and hashtag Plum Candy, and this has a really pretty purple color on one side and a pink color on the other. Now, as you can tell from the swatches, this is not the most pigmented blush, nor is it the most smooth, and once you apply it on your face, it looks fine, but again, for the price, I just feel like this isn't the most amazing blush product I've ever tried. Now, this is the highlighter in hashtag Bling Peach, and this is kind of the same concept with the Gradation blush. It's not very smooth at all. Actually, I find the consistency of this very rough and patchy, but once you apply it to your face, it still looks pretty nice. You can see one cheek versus the other. Gives you a nice highlight, but again, 3CE is expensive, and I feel like there are nicer, smoother highlighters out there that are not as expensive. So for the lipstick, I'm going to be trying on 3 different colors so you guys can kind of see a range of different shades. So first we're going to apply hashtag 506 Daily Lady, which is a nice nude peach color. I love 3CE lipsticks because they come in a huge range of unique colors. They're very smooth and easy to work with. And so next I'm going to apply hashtag 602V. This is one of my favorite lipstick shades of all time because it is so pretty and so unique. I have yet to find any shade that looks remotely similar to this, and it's just, I mean, hello, it speaks for itself. For the third shade, this is another one of my favorites. This is hashtag 908 Warm and Sweet, and this is a matte formula lipstick. So I use this in my Pumpkin Spice Latte makeup tutorial, and again, it's such a unique and pretty color, so I really recommend 3CE lipsticks. So that is my makeup tutorial, one brand with 3CE. I hope you guys enjoyed, and as always, I hope you guys are happy and healthy, and don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe, share with your friends and family, and I will see you guys in my next video.